Members of the All Progressive Congress from across the 21 local government areas of Adamawa State gathered at the Unity Bridge in Yola to commemorate 26 years of uninterrupted democratic governance in Nigeria. The event featured street walk, commissioning of the new party secretariat worth over 300 million naira, donated by the APC National Vice Chairman Northeast, Comrade Mustafa Saliu, among others. The activities culminated in a town hall meeting that brought together party leaders and members from across the 21 local government areas of the state. Speaking during the meeting, Comrade Saliu, alongside party executives and other critical stakeholders, formally endorsed President Bola Tinubu for his second term ahead of the 2027 presidential election. The stakeholders also passed the vote of confidence on the National Security Advisor, Malam Nuhu Ribadu. Party members were admonished to close ranks and consolidate on the gains achieved during the past 2 years of the Tinubu-led administration.
We are here today standing before you to confirm and reaffirm the endorsement of the National Working Committee, by extension, the National Convention and the National Executive Committee of the APC, by the power vested on me as a member of the National Convention, National Executive Committee, and National Working Committee of the All Progressive Congress, the largest party in Black and White Africa. We hereby today in Adamawa State, in conjunction with the party in Adamawa State, hereby reaffirm and adopt the endorsement of His Excellency Senator Asiwaju Bola Tinubu as our sole candidate for 2027 election. We hereby endorse. Now I'm going to put the question across to the ESCO, because the ESCO, we are the one that have the ticket. Those in favor of this endorsement say aye. I put the question again. Those in favor of this endorsement say aye. Those in favor of this endorsement say aye. Those against say nay. They are not here. So gentlemen, by this, Adamawa State Asiwaju Bola. We want to use this opportunity to pass vote of confidence on our son, Malam Nuhu Ribadu, who has improved tremendously the security of this country. Those in favor of endorsing the vote of confidence on Malam Nuhu Ribadu say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The nays are not here.
Prominent figures at the event addressed the gathering, including the former Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Mamman, the APC State Chairman, Barrister Shuaibu Idris, and the former Governor of Adamawa State, Bola James Ngilari. They all commended President Bola Tinubu for his developmental strides and leadership.
Bola Tinubu deserves a second term, not only for the very good things he has done for this country in the education sector, security sector, transportation and every other thing, but bottom line is that here is a man working to unify this country. Can we truly, honestly and sincerely say after 8 years of the presidency in the north under Buhari, if we are fair-minded people, can we afford a scenario where we say a southerner will not spend 8 years? Think about the scenario that can possibly happen if that happens. For that reason alone, it's enough to support the president, our president, to have another bite at the cherry, have another 4 years, making 8. We are talking about Nigeria, a country. What is 8 years in the life of a nation? How many people still remember that only a few days, last year, Buhari spent 8 years. He's already becoming history. So what is the difficulty in allowing President Tinubu to spend 8 years? if that is what will enable us. Because, I mean, there is an agreed formula, though not constitutionalized, that this thing, the pendulum will swing between north and south as the case may be. We've done our 8 years. It's the time of the south to do it. Nigeria will not collapse, sir, because President Tinubu, by the grace of God, will spend 8 years. What we in the north should be thinking, like they do in other democracies like America and others, is to begin to think of post-Tinubu era, 8 years. Who, particularly we in the north, who will carry on and deliver on those things that he would leave in space and build on them? And for me, that should be the thinking, sir. But in terms of saying whether he should be given another 4 years after this one to contest and become president, for me that is a settled matter. The South must have its 8 years. And then peace, justice, and equity would have become part and parcel of our body politic.
Well, we thank God we are alive to celebrate this momentous period in the life of our country, which is Democracy Day, June 12th. We know the sacrifices that were made, for democracy to be stable in Nigeria. And since in the last 26 years, after what happened 32 years ago, the annulment of the June 12th saga. And we have a president who played a major role in the aftermath of the June 12th saga. And being the president of the country now, he is familiar with he knows very well, he feels the developmental needs of the country, and the general quest for Nigeria to join the Committee of Developed Countries. And being conscious of existence of time and time in a democratic regime, he, as we knew him, right from the time he was in the Lagos as the governor, he brought on board this spirit of transformation, this vision that there's no time to waste and the major things have to be done without fear. That is what people call courage, things which other leaders try to shy away from. So he decided to take them on fully, head on. And if you look at them, the infrastructure of this country is in a complete state of decay. You want to move from Lagos to any part of the country, by road is a problem. By road is a problem. Even the little that we had in the years past, they simply went into decay. And in any country, there's no country that will develop without adequate and solid infrastructure. So he decided to take this on head on. They are very expensive, but there's no option to that. And it is our belief that by the time he serves out his 2 terms as a president, this country will be ever grateful for what he's doing there. And sometimes when we don't review the infrastructure, because even apart from the road itself, those who are working on these projects are Nigerians. The artisans are Nigerians, the technicians are Nigerians, the engineers are all Nigerians. So they are already enjoying the benefit of this massive intervention. So Nigeria really have to appreciate his intervention in that. And then the same thing with agric. I haven't seen any government that has put so much resources into agriculture as he did now. Just last week, I remember when I was in the cabinet, cabinet approving procurement of over 2,000 tractors and for commercial farming, for disbursement for to farmers. And only last week, the Vice President was in the Deputy Commission about what delivery about 1,000 for that zone. And while waiting for the rest of the zones. So there's massive money there going into it for irrigation, fertilizer, and as we said, large-scale farming. This is what will make this country to be self-sufficient in food supply, and then remove the hunger we are talking about. And then secondly, I also remember very well the president constantly saying, well, we say we have 774 local governments in the country, but the number is not his concern. It is the people who are living in these local governments that is his concern. And that's why he was able to push this bill, which is now a law, constitutional amendment and law for autonomy of local governments, that will allow them to have direct resources from the center. Because so that these are the people who are directly in contact with the local population. So all their problems, day-to-day problems about roads, about drainages, about schools, primary schools, health centers, about these are all things which local governments are meant to attend. And we also remember there's so much money going to the states, as a result of the removal of the subsidy, which a lot of the states are now using for development at that level. And the whole idea is to enable governments that are at the lower level of governance to be able to address problems affecting their communities. Because they deal with smaller communities, so the impact will be much higher, and than Abuja intervening. Although Abuja is directly also bringing in a lot of resources through the social interventions, with the loans, funds, direct funding to individuals, which have been expanded and being given out. And then there's something which, two other things. There are many, but I just mentioned two other things. One, this tax, the new law, and it hasn't been said that the National Assembly has already passed it on the various tax amendments. Looking at it, you will see that the bulk of Nigerians at the lowest level have been exempted from payment of tax. So this is very major, but I haven't seen so much attention being given to that because there's a threshold below which people will not be paying tax. And a lot of millions of Nigerians are within that threshold. So they will have to be a small-scale farmer, artisan, all these particular people will not be involved in any payment of tax. And then lastly, among many other things that I have said, I've heard a lot of people complaining about APC starting one party, the president pushing for one party in the country. The truth is that the president is not pushing for one party. What is happening is that the president, through his body language and his general comportment, has made himself very attractive, an attractive leader to the elites, irrespective of party. He's welcoming to leaders of both in the opposition parties and his own party. And that's why even when this money that we're talking about, that is being dispensed to states and local governments, it is irrespective of what party the various state governments and local governments are. And so he is providing this leadership for elites to develop what we may call some level of consensus. And all over the world, what develops those countries is always developing some consensus on the key things that are needed to be done for countries to develop. And this is what he's doing. He's directly and indirectly providing himself as a rallying point for elites to develop some sort of consensus on the problems of Nigeria.
Well, the achievement of President Bola Tinubu is unprecedented and is there for all to see. He's giant strides in turning the economy around and making efforts to bring about an infrastructural development that will stand the test of time. His efforts in projects like that of roads, healthcare, empowering ordinary Nigerians so that we can have sustainable food and there will be food security. All those ones are there for the record.
First and foremost, we want to thank the God Almighty for giving us this opportunity to witness this historic occasion. Secondly, as you can see, all the streets in Adamawa today is hooked up with people showing support, celebrating Democracy Day, celebrating the goodies of Mr. President, His Excellency, President Bola Tinubu, with the giant stride that he took since he took the mantle of leadership. As we all know, Nigeria, by that time that he took the mantle of leadership, Nigeria economy is in serious crisis. So he took the bull by the horns to tackle it, closing his eyes without thinking any political confusion or what we can say what the opposition can say. You know, the first and foremost, everybody that knows this subsidy issue that he took from his announcement earlier on, that's helped us seriously. We saw it on ground here in the state because the revenue getting from the federal government from federal government by the state increased, the revenue allocation increased dramatically. So this one that can translate down to grassroots. We in the grassroots, we feel it, so we have to come out in mass to show our support and solidarity for this government. Our students got the Net Fund program. People enjoyed it. So many people enjoyed it here in the state. So we have to show our appreciation. Most importantly, the security situation. We know how the security situation was before. With the help of Madam Nuhu Ribadu, everybody knows how the security situation in the country now been taken up, not in totality, but for a maximum level. So this is something that we must appreciate, to thank God for that, to give him support in order to record the more successes that are coming, inshallah.
Yes, we are here today to receive the campaigns from PDP and other political parties in the state. Why we are receiving the campaigns? Because of our party, APC, and our President Bola Tinubu of what he did in 2 years of his administration. That's why other political parties are coming into our party, APC, in Adamawa, not only Adamawa, all over the country. So today, we are jubilating on 12th June, the Democracy Day, by receiving the campaigns. And actually, when you see today, this place is already filled up, the hall is filled up, outside everywhere is filled up. So we, people of Adamawa and Nigeria, because I'm talking of Adamawa and Nigeria at large, we are very happy with the President Bola Tinubu of what he did, and everybody in this country now is happy with his administration. Because as Executive Director of Agri Services, I'm into agricultural services, going now offices in the northeast, and I'm seeing how people are farming. The late village are farming. Everybody has gone to farm, and the food now has go down. Here in Adamawa, I think we are buying a mood of rice around 1.4 and 1.5. So with this administration, food is everything. And alhamdulillah, the food now is available everywhere, and the prices is less cost, it's not cost as before. Because this is the good administration. We are praying, we are calling on Nigerians, please still to come out 2027 to vote for Asiwaju again for continuity.
Only in these 25 years, so I think there's so much to celebrate. And celebrating our leader, President Bola Tinubu will go vis-a-vis democracy in Nigeria because he has contributed his quota and he's doing it. Presently, one may ask what has he done for the nation, what celebrated. Tinubu has been doing a lot, and 2 years is not enough to give the government credit for what they have been doing, but they have put a very good platform, a very good foundation. If you look at the security architecture of Nigeria, things are changing. If you look at the economy, things are changing. And if you look at the health sector, education sector, they have touched almost every sector of this country. If you look at agri, so if you look at the unity of this nation, it has done marvelously well in that regard. That's why we are celebrating him. And at the same time,
you know, these challenges are gifts. You don't fight it. You find a new way to stand. I will advise Mr. President to keep on doing the good work that he's doing and to look into other sectors that are lacking behind, like agriculture and also the youth empowerment. I'm a youth. So all these things, he's doing well, more especially the loan, student loan. Now, students from the university and polytechnic and other tertiary institutions will be able to access, they are accessing and they will be able to access government funds. I think he has done well. We must commend him for that, and we advise him to look into other aspects.
We celebrated 4 things today. One, democracy day, 65 years of Nigerian democracy. Second one, we endorse our president. The third one, we received the campaigns. The fourth one, we open a new party office. These are very significant details we did today. And I say, you know, Adamawa State is big APC states. It's not that bad. 95% of who is in Adamawa State are APC members. So what our target is to move the state to the central government. We cannot operate in the opposition. And by its grace, you know, the Bible is reading. I know what the Bible is. Not on we can do. So it gave us courage that we should unite and ensure that we link up Adamawa with other government.
For other speakers, it was a time to call out the opposition PDP for the role it played in Nigeria's economic setbacks and infrastructural decay.
PDP have wasted 16 years of bad governance. They have destroyed our economy, they have destroyed our security, they have destroyed our land, they have in fact destroyed everything. They failed as a ruling party, they are even failing now as an opposition. So we inherited a lot of luggages of problems. So Buhari have done his own part, and he did not finish all. So Bola Tinubu inherited, and he is doing well now. At least he have downgraded some the security challenges. In some areas, the security challenge has been completely eliminated. In some places, it has been gone to the manageable level. Areas that were no before, were not going. People are now freely moving. Investors are now being encouraged because of this are coming into Nigeria. Local economy is now picking up because of what is happening. Formerly, you cannot even travel from one place to another. Now you can now freely move. You are journalists now, you have been moving from one village to another.
We should still be patient because, like I always say, and I will say it with you, you cannot build a house that you so want to be beautiful in a day. Go inside, lie on your bed, and wake up in the morning and say, this is a fantastic house. It's not possible. What the government is doing is like building a house that is completely wrecked. And you can only do that when you put up a very good foundation, when you put up, and this is the policies we are doing. The maturity might not be in 1 year or 2 years.
Everybody is crying that things are not working. Where did we start from? How did we get ourselves to where we are? I think those are the questions we should be asking ourselves. That it is not a Tinubu that brought about the issues that we are having. It's about dedication, it's about good governance. And if things are not what it ought to be, and somebody is saying, hey, I think I have an answer It's a sacrifice. A sacrifice doesn't come easy. There are pains that come to sacrifice. And that is why they say in every pain, at the end of it, there is joy. In every darkness in the tunnel, there is a beam of light, and that beam of light is the hope. And sometimes, you know, he said, we need hope. So Nigerians are hoping for a better future. And that is why he came with his agenda called the Renewed Hope Agenda. And again, every hope that we are hoping for.
The event witnessed a wave of defections from the PDP to the APC. Notably amongst the defectors is Crowder Set, former Deputy Governor to Governor Ahmadu Fintiri.
A good thing, it's a wonderful thing. You know, since 1999, we have been enjoying hinge-free democracy. I think I'm very happy, very, very happy about it. Very happy. And I've seen many faces that I've not seen for a very long time. At least, even Bible said it is good and pleasant when people of the same different ethnic groups meet together to celebrate one thing. I think it's a good thing.
The 2025 Democracy Day celebration will remain evergreen in the minds of the APC members in Adamawa State, as the newly commissioned secretariat, donated by Comrade Saliu, will serve as a key campaign office for President Tinubu's re-election bid.